What is the difference between a corporation and an LLC? I am Danya Shakfeh. I'm a business attorney in the Chicagoland area, and I'm going to answer that question for you. The two main differences between a corporation and an LLC really come down to management style and taxation status. Well, with respect to the management style, if you want to operate in such a way where the management is separate from the ownership, then that's where you want a corporation. The corporation is designed where you have the shareholders that appoint the board of directors. The board of directors will appoint the officers, so the CEO, the CFO, etc. And the officers are responsible for running day-to-day aspects of the business, making sure that the business plan is being followed, making sure that the company is within budget, so on. And then the officers will report to the board of directors, and the board of directors are responsible for the actual decisions of the company itself. So to buy the company, sell the company, and that sort of thing. And then they report to the shareholders, but the shareholders are not involved in the business. Now, if you have a smaller business, like 2 or 3 or even 4 owners, you can imagine how it's kind of redundant where the shareholders are going to appoint themselves as the board of directors, and then they in turn appoint themselves as the officers. So if they're all looking to be involved in the business, then it's really a partnership. And that's a good transition to explain the differences between the LLCs. Now, the LLCs are essentially partnerships, but with the benefits of the protection of a corporation, meaning that the LLC protects the owners from personal liability. The owners' names of the LLC are called the members. So instead of shareholders, they are members, and they typically can choose to either split their roles in the management, but it's really comes down to the people who own the business are the ones who run the business. You can have silent investors or silent members, and so you can structure the business that way as well. So it really comes down to how you want to run the business, and so size is only part of the factor. But if you want a business where everyone is a partner, basically, then you want to go with an LLC. Now, the other aspect that you want to consider is the taxes, because not all tax advantages for the corporations translate to the LLCs, and that's one reason why even a smaller company might want to choose a corporation over an LLC. The corporation can either be taxed as a C Corp or an S Corp. And the C Corp, basically, you get taxed twice at the corporate level and then also at the shareholder level. Or you can be taxed as an S Corp and it passes through and you only get taxed once. But you do have to put yourself on payroll and you have to be paid consistently. Whereas if you only want to share in the profits and get paid based off of certain events in the company, that's where you want an LLC, and you want to be taxed as a partnership, and that's how the LLC is taxed. However, the LLC can also be taxed as an S Corp. Those are the differences between a corporation and an LLC. It comes down to the management, and you want the management to make sense for how the company is run and the size of the company or the LLC, and then also the tax considerations. You want to make sure that the way that you want to pay yourself or pay your investors, that it lines up with the choice of corporation. If you have any questions, you can contact my law firm at 630-517-5529.